go at this thing one more time, one more hour to go as we plow through the afternoon. Alabama Gold Refinery, the sponsor this hour. Man, I was just checking gold right before we came on to see where it was today, and my eyes popped out. We've had a wild couple of days, some of it over the Japanese bond market, some of it over the Greenland talk because of talks of tariffs in Europe and all that. But all that went away today with the Greenland deal, and then the markets came right back up. But gold sometimes can work with or against the equities markets and the stock markets. And I looked just to glance at gold because Steve over at Alabama Gold Refinery is telling me, we'll be at 5,000 before you know it. And sure enough, today we're at 48.37. We're just $63 away from gold at 5,000. That's amazing. If you had bought gold when he first came on the show, you would have more than doubled the value. I won't say money because it's gold, but you would have doubled its dollar value just in that short amount of time. Just in the last few weeks, you might have made $300 or $400 an ounce on your holdings. It is just a timeless asset that's always transferable. You can keep possession of it. You can do that with a lot of privacy. They're even here in Alabama, there's some good tax incentives to be able to purchase and not pay taxes on the sales tax, and even the capital gains on gold. Talk to Steve. He knows all the ins and outs of that. That's his business. And the same thing goes for silver. Percentage-wise, silver's up tremendously this year. Gold, silver, platinum, they buy, sell, trade. Great location in Homewood across from the Big Regions Bank. Everything you need at Alabama Gold Refinery, AGR, alabamagoldrefinery.com. All right, I feel like a part-time weather forecaster these days because we've been kind of committed to these top-of-the-hour updates. People jump in their car to get home and to get their errands done, trying to figure out how to plan for this thing. Y'all, it's complex. It's very difficult to explain. I'm going to do my best this hour based on the latest weather maps. Now, we don't have the good news is we don't have the dire prediction that we had the last 2 days for all of the Birmingham metro. We will have some ice. We will get some accumulation, probably on the backside of this thing Sunday night into Monday as the super cold air charges in here. So there's going to be something on the ground that could cause travel problems. But the big major power outage for really the center of the Birmingham metro and to the south seems a little less intense right now. Again, I got to say these things because people just half listen. That's not a prediction. These aren't forecasts yet. These are just model runs where the computers are trying to guess at it. And it is all over the place. The good news on that front, we woke up to that news this morning that things had shifted a little bit north because of some warm air. It's not that the system moved, but we got warm air coming up into it. It's going to protect us from the freezing rain. And that's the big fear, is the ice storm. So for some people in our listening area, you got a better looking map. And there were 3 model runs of it today, and it all looked pretty consistent that warmer air is going to help us out maybe on Saturday and Sunday. But then after that, it does shift. Things do drop down and become extremely cold. And we don't know what's going to happen from there on. So if you're north of Birmingham, though, you're still in the path of the ice storm. If you're in Coleman County, you're still going to be in those watches and some of those warned areas probably by this time tomorrow as we'll be closer to the event. Our forecasters are telling us that they absolutely are going to be able to dial in with some prediction forecasting where they try to do accumulation totals and placement with more confidence. They're just saying, give us some time. We're going to keep running these models, and we'll start spitting that stuff out tomorrow. I think by this time tomorrow, we'll have a much better feel of it, of course. So, but that's where we were today. It was for me, I live south of that, wherever this line is. It's not an exact line, but south of that area of concern. And when it pushed north, it was a great relief for me. But on the prep side, I got my preps done, and you should have your preps done because this can change on us again or shift east or west or south, and you could wind up with some serious ice accumulation. And I think those that get out of the immediate ice storm are the lucky ones, those that aren't going to be dealing with some serious stuff. So if you're north of Birmingham, keep those preps going, have your house ready, have your heat sources figured out. And it's not going to be a short event. It's days of cold weather, days of sub-freezing temperatures, refreezing on the roads. Whatever comes down is going to be here with us for days on end, and we'll have a better picture on that tomorrow. So that's kind of where we are this afternoon in our planning and in our preps. I wouldn't dial back anything yet till we see some confidence from our forecasters about which of these models is going to play out. And we'll wait on that. We'll give them some time. Let's do some phone calls. I appreciate all the calls tonight. We can go wide open, whatever you want to talk about. The Greenland deal still getting a lot of headlines. Internationally, Trump seems to have a framework now, working on it with NATO to do what he wants to do with Greenland. That doesn't mean take the whole place. Apparently, they're voting on some strategic areas where we'd get sovereignty and could build missile defense. All that's being worked out right now. But that is a huge positive note for the Trump team here 1 year out from his presidency. It seemed just out of nowhere and a folly, but it is coming around right now because Trump has masterfully gotten everybody to the table. That's just what they do. That's what they've had an amazing year. Now things could change on them with a dime. We saw COVID, and something could be manufactured any minute. But right now, Trump is on track. Even in Minnesota, where they're trying to manufacture civil unrest, the Trump team's ahead of that. They got a positive ruling from the courts today about ICE's authority to use force. And they're maybe deploying some MPs to help out in that city. And I got a feeling there are going to be some arrests and indictments coming down pretty soon for some people there. Hang on for that drama. Let's go to the phones. I appreciate y'all have loaded them up. So let's hit it. We'll start with JP up first, line 2. What's up, JP?
KP.
Yeah. KP. Okay. Hey, KP.
Yeah. Hey, first of all, I grew up listening to Mr. Terrell.
Oh, you did? My dad. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I'm from the Valley.
Yeah.
And so this every time I go home, I go across the river, of course, and buy some lottery tickets. And they keep talking about all the legislation. We don't want Alabama people to waste their money. Well, guess what? Every time I go in over there are more people from Alabama than Georgia in the lottery.
Oh, yeah. We send a lot of money to Georgia and Tennessee and Florida.
I don't understand that stuff, but we got lottery on the east side of us, and we're sitting right in the middle, and why we can't have a lottery, I don't understand.
Well, when the wave of and I was in Georgia. I was working down in Columbus in the TV market when Zell Miller got elected on that and got it pushed through in Georgia. And it hasn't delivered what Georgia wanted it to deliver, so they need to quit trying to sell it as some kind of panacea for government funding. But just allowing the freedom for people to play it would be one good way. The problem here in Alabama is you got all these players that are invested in the gambling industry. Dog tracks, Indians from Mississippi and their casinos. And they come in and buy up lobbyists and buy off legislators and start trying to carve the state up into little territories so they can make their money and get an all-in, sports books, casinos. We can't just get a clean bill to pass because it's got competition, and those competitions are in place. They have money, and they beat it back every single time. They just as soon as they want those gambling dollars going to them.
Yeah, that's they lose a lot of that gambling money when they go over to Georgia because they're in there every day.
And then you got the sports books. You got these online sports books that are just cleaning people out right now, and they're all over the country. They're one of the biggest advertisers in the country right now. So there's a lot of competition in that market.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Listen to you all the time.
KP, thanks for bringing up my dad, man. I appreciate that. He taught me a lot of what I know. I watched that man work and call out people in power since I was a kid, and he's been gone a long time. He's been gone almost 30 years, but he was a legend in his little area of the world for sure. Tom's on a cell phone. What's up, Tom?
Hi, guys. I was just a little bit curious, that's all. It's one of those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's not that I'm against it. It's just that I noticed that in our country, 30% of our people happen to be of Caucasian persuasion only, male and female both. And yet, when you look at commercials, you don't see any white people unless they happen to be gay.
Yeah, we gayed up the whole country, man. Everybody's gay now. You didn't know?
I'm serious, man.
You're supposed to be gay,
I ain't
too,
wearing
Tom.
one of them damn tutus.
All right, buddy.
You know what
Thanks,
I'm talking
Tom.
about?
I appreciate
Hey,
it. I told y'all to call about anything. I didn't really mean to cut Tom off, but I'm trying to focus here. Tom, I get it, man. We talked about that 3 years ago. Jimmy the Greek, you're up next. What's up, Jimmy the Greek?
Hey, Leland. I would have called yesterday, but you chewed out that lineman so bad. I thought I better take it.
I felt bad about that as soon as the show was over. He just came at me too hard, and I reacted the way he was reacting. But I wasn't
No,
disagreeing with his message. He was trying to defend his brothers. It was okay.
yeah, it's all good. Actually, what I was calling about, last week, Alabama Gold Refinery actually had to close the doors because they had so many people inside the
I
store.
bet. I bet.
And
Yeah.
I went in there, just to let you know. He was just looking at me going, I don't know. I said, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I've been holding off. I was the one who kept calling your show and say, go buy silver. You're telling everybody go take your scrap gold and sell it. And I was going, go in there, buy silver. They got it. So I was 127% a couple of months ago. Now I'm up over 200%.
Are you really? Just in a silver position?
And I mean, I got a pile of gold.
Yeah.
So I went in there, and he gave me $92 an ounce for silver. Just looking at him, he goes, I can't believe I'm saying this, So he's got people lined up out the door selling silver. And one guy came in with a big pile, and Spencer, his worker, who is really good, took a whole bunch of coins in from a guy who had a big load of coins. And Spencer and Steve let me go through the coins and pick out what I wanted from them.
Well, that was
and he
nice.
gave me a price on them, since
Yeah.
I was selling some anyway. But I got to tell you, he is so jammed up busy.
He's
And
busy. Yep.
He goes, I don't even know what's going on. I don't have time to. I wanted him to make me another, one of those little shaped Alabama silver. Whatever you call it. It says Alabama Gold Refinery on it, but it's shaped like
It's like a little paperweight. Yep, I've seen those.
Yeah, they're great. They're
Yep.
cool. But anyway, another story real quick. I went to talk to your buddies at Knowles Group, and the boys, I talked to Tyler Knowles and then an associate, Jack Rivers, and got some big help for some estate planning stuff that we're working on.
Good deal,
I'm
man.
a little older. And I do appreciate you pulling out some good sponsors. It really helps those of us listeners who are too lazy to do all the footwork ourselves.
Well, I really do believe, Jimmy, I do believe in the people that advertise on the show. It's not because they pay us, because it's long term. A lot of advertisers have been on the show for 10, 12 years. They're loyal to us because we're loyal to them, and we deliver the audience for them, and they deliver to the audience. The minute they don't, they're off the show, and that works over the time. And we got some good folks over here that sponsor what we do every day, and we appreciate it. We appreciate you always calling in and updating us on it too, buddy.
Yeah, and let me give one last thing on the weather.
Okay.
James
Yeah.
Jansen, wait till tomorrow to get the best last update. Don't trust anything to make. I mean, obviously, be prepared. Have water and all the other stuff. Be prepared to be out of electricity, whatever else. But he also said, wait until the last best forecast, which is about 2 days before the actual front reaches us. So we got another day, he said, before you got to panic. And he said, don't panic either, of course.
Just get ready. Just get ready. The thing is,
I told my family, I said, the guys who were in POWs in Germany had to walk 600 miles in the snow when the war was ending, while they were still under German occupation in the winter. And they somehow survived, although 1,500 people from the U.S. and U.K. who were POWs actually died in that march. Most of them lived. And I said, you're going to make it. You're going to make it to the other side. If you have to scrape some ice off the ground. And
that's another way to look at it. People have suffered through worse. Hey, Jimmy, got to run, buddy. Good word, and I appreciate you shouting out our sponsors like that. And, those four, anytime you get closer to an event, they've got a better chance of accuracy. And we've talked about that a lot tonight. Let's go to Toby. Wants to talk about the weather too. Toby, what's on your mind, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. About 5 years, I bought 10 acres of land. It was a perfectly good hillside.
Yeah.
I built me a concrete house inside that hillside.
Is that where you live?
Yeah.
Well, then you're good to go.
It stays between 70. It stays 70 to 75 degrees year round inside of it.
Yeah, that's good insulation if you're surrounded by earth, and good tornado protection too. Smart thinking, Toby. Good work, my
Yeah.
friend. Let's go to Grace on line two. I got to fly through these calls. We'll take some more. AJ will reload the lines when we get through this break. Grace, what's on your mind tonight?
Hello, Leland. I called you back in 2023. My
Mm-hmm.
son was living in Amman, Jordan, and learning Arabic.
Yeah.
And you asked, and I was asking you if you thought he should come back, if he needed to go ahead and come back. But you said call you for a follow up, and I do have my son Worth on the phone, and he'd love to talk to you about his, if you want to know anything about Amman, Jordan, and he's the one that also speaks fluent Arabic. If you want him to translate anything.
Well, how about
Hey,
that?
Worth?
Okay. Well, hang on. I didn't know we were going to get that deep. If y'all don't mind holding, we'll do a little bit of that on the other side. I need to get to this break. So, AJ, put her on hold. We'll come back, and we'll do the next interview entirely in Arabic. I'm kidding. We'll talk to him. That'll be fascinating. 545, as you see, we're wilding right now. So bring whatever you got. 545-9950, Leland Live. Lonnie's Furniture Company. We had the shout outs from Jimmy the Greek about our sponsors. We had one earlier today from Lonnie's. He told the most touching story. Said his dog died, and he had to replace a rug where he had an older dog, and the dog had worn the rug out, and I'm sure that was emotional. I can't imagine. But he went to Lonnie's to replace the rug. They had the exact same rug, and then gave him a huge discount. They heard his story, and that's something simple like a rug. He wasn't buying a whole furniture group. That's just who they are. Best selection anywhere in the Southeast. An acre of furniture, quality, beautiful stuff for your home, always at fair prices, sometimes at discounted prices. Every now and then they run a special. Custom delivery, custom ordering. If you want to have something designed, you got something in mind that you want to put together, something that you've thought about. They've got professional guidance from Arlene and the team on how you can pull it all together without being too pushy. Sometimes I don't know what I like, but I know what I don't like, and I don't want to be told something I don't like. So they've got it just right when you're putting it together with them. And then you're working with just generations of experience. I mean, the store is 92 years old. They're doing something right. Go see them at Lania's. If you just want something to do, to go shopping and hang around and look at their store, or you're ready to buy, they're ready for you. Lania's Furniture Company in the little town of Kimberly, right off I-65, North Jefferson County. Lania'sFurnitureCompany.com. Back after this. Y'all, Axiom Tax Resolution Group ready to get your back when it comes to the IRS this year. Here comes another deadline. Some of you know it. You know there's a liability coming that you're not going to be able to handle through your own fault or a miscalculation. It happens to all of us. It's a complicated, difficult code. The Trump team's trying to smooth it out, make it easier on us. We're not there yet. So if you're being harassed or know you're going to be harassed by the IRS, get professional advice from Perry Cronin at Axiom Tax Resolution Group. I don't think there's anybody that knows more about, in this country, in the whole country, that knows more about these issues than Perry. We're lucky to have his expertise right here in Birmingham. So reach out to him and let him help. He can get you settled for less than you owe. He can get the harassment to stop. He can give you good advice on what to do, what not to do. Don't make a miscalculation or make a commitment to the IRS. It's going to be difficult for you. Sometimes they miss deadlines and they won't tell you. They won't tell you that they can't even collect right now. But he knows. Perry knows. So reach out to him and sit down with him. Y'all can meet face to face. This isn't some lead from the phone, from some TV ad. That's just, anyway, go see Perry and do it in an in-person way. Right here in Birmingham, the website's 205tax.com, 205tax.com. The phone number, 872-1100, Axiom Tax Resolution Group. All right, Grace has her son on the phone. She had called us years ago when he had gone over to Jordan to learn Arabic, and what an experience. How old are you again, and what's your name again?
Hey, what's going on? My name is Worth, W-O-R-T-H, like the
cool.
word. And I am 22 years old. I went over there when I was 20. I turned 21 over there, so I was 20. I guess I was 23 that I was over there. But yeah, I went over to Amman, Jordan. I lived there for 6 months without coming back to the U.S. and it was quite an experience. Was there when October 7th happened.
Oh wow!
You know, when Hamas attacked in Israel. So I left October 15th, and the attacks were, October 17th or 7th. So that was an interesting time.
I'm sure it
was
was
interesting to be there to experience that for sure. But
well, look, real quick, we only have about 30 seconds. What made you want to do that?
When I was in middle school, I met some boys from Yemen, and I really didn't know anything about the Middle East or Yemen.
Oh, I got you.
The Arabic language, anything.
Hey, Worth, hang on, buddy.
Just,
this is fascinating.
Yes,
We're just tight. The show's always tight like this. Back here in a minute, y'all. Hang on. Man, we're headbanging like old school today. I like this. Let's get Thomas in here over at Stockton Mortgage and get his update tonight. What is up with you, Thomas?
Hey man, we're doing fantastic. Just looking at this storm coming in this weekend, and hey, but people are still purchasing homes, and we're helping people save money. And so we're having another great week in the mortgage business, and I want to tell you about a local fireman that we just recently helped, and they're going to be busy this weekend. Hopefully not too busy, but.
I know it.
But more than likely, if this storm comes in, they're going to be busy. But that's why I wanted to tell you about this local fireman. We love helping our first responders. So they called in. The local fireman called in wanting to purchase a new home. They had a previous marriage that caused some credit issues, and we were able to work through all of that and get them into a new home. And that's the reason I wanted to bring it up, is because some people, things happen in life that you may not think that you can still qualify for a home. And that's why I want you to your listeners to understand, don't let the fear of the unknown put you in a freeze where you just freeze and you do nothing. Hey, give us a call. We're here to help. Our job is not to say no. Our job is to figure out how to put you on a path to where we can say yes. So that's why we sit down with you, counsel you on, if it may not be yes today, but we will sit down with you and work through your issues, whatever they are. If you have a little credit issues that you've had in the past, or whatever it is, or if you maybe you don't have enough money saved, or maybe your employment history is not good enough right now, you haven't been on your job long enough, or whatever the situation is, you need to know what you're dealing with. So give us a call. Let us sit down with you and go through to get you on a path to home ownership. So give us a call today. Let us sit down with you, counsel you on what you need to do to get where you want to be. So give us a call, 205-859-8859, or savewithstockton.com.
Savewithstockton.com. We appreciate you, Thomas. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir, man. All right, bye-bye.
All right, there's Thomas tonight with their pits, getting you on track and all that stuff. Let's go back to Grace's call, which I guess is Worth's call, and then we'll get Dan in here as well. Your calls, too. We got a little bit of time before we have to say goodnight. Worth, I appreciate you being patient with us. We just had a lot going on here at the end of the show. So you had some friends from the region. You decided to broaden your horizons, and you went and lived in Jordan, the country of Jordan, for 6 months. What did you do for 6 months there?
So I lived in Amman, which is the capital city of Jordan, and really, I studied. I mean, essentially every single day. Now, one day of the week, which of course most folks don't know, but in Islam, their weekends are really Friday and Saturday, like ours are Saturday and Sunday, because their holy day is Friday. So I have to conform to their the way they live, which is being off on Friday and Saturday. So Fridays I would typically go to a new city or just kind of relax. I would take a Uber or taxi service to some city I haven't been to yet, and sometimes I go by myself. Jordan's a very safe country. It's probably the safest country in the Middle East, other than some of the Gulf countries. But other than that, I just studied and ate good food, really.
Were the people very welcoming with you being an American?
Yeah, essentially every single person was. There were some kids that the Israel-Palestine conflict is super is on everyone's mind there. Most folks don't know that most of the people that live in Jordan, roughly 60% of them, are Palestinian, because after the establishment of the state of Israel in the 40s, a lot of Palestinians had to flee to Jordan. So now so many people in Jordan are actually Palestinian. So, of course, they don't care for the American involvement and
Sure.
how close we are with Israel. So some younger folks might have said something kind of snarky or whatnot. But, I mean, that was maybe 1-2 times out of the entire 6 months of being there. Everyone else so friendly and very welcoming.
Did it change you at all personally, or did it do anything that will affect how you see the world?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, leaving America at 20 years old, and not knowing a single person over there, going to a country that I didn't know the language yet, knew nothing really about it. Doing that, I mean, I think changed my life forever, for sure. I mean, going to college is one thing, going a few hours away from home and being able to come back for holidays and, hang out with friends that you have a lot of common with. But going over there for half a year and not having anything in common other than, being human, essentially, it teaches you a lot, how to be independent and, how to kind of get some common sense when you're on the street.
I know your mom was glad to get you back, though, I bet.
100% her.
Yes,
her and my grandmother.
His mom is still right here.
I got it. You're proud of them when they
and
do
he
that.
Can't speak.
One of mine
gosh,
traveled a lot internationally like that at even younger age, and it makes you so nervous for them, but you're also proud, and it helps them develop and broadens their minds, and it's just good for kids to see the rest of the world and appreciate how we live sometimes.
Yes, because I went back with him this September.
Yeah.
And
oh, wow.
To see him in his element, and I knew he liked Arabic. I knew he liked the people and their way of living, but I was like, oh my gosh, he really knows what he's doing. And you could just see, even when we were at the airport, and the men that are scary with the rifles and everything that are all suited up. As soon as he would start speaking Arabic to them, their shoulders would go down.
Yep.
They'd start laughing. So it's yes, and he'd probably definitely say whatever you'd like for him to say.
Well, I don't know. Say something worth. I got to get to the next call, but what do you got for us? Say, teach us.
Okay,
something.
I'll just say, I'll kind of just explain my situation, I guess, when I lived there. So عشت في عمان في البلد الأردن ل6 شهور، وعشت مع ولد اسمه دكتور خالد، ودرست اللغة العربية ل6 شهور، والآن أنا في أمريكا وأنا أحاول أن أتكلم مع كثير من الناس.
Good Lord. Hey, AJ, he could be totally lying to us, and we'd have no idea right now.
I have no idea.
well, Worth, I appreciate your mom giving us the update. She did call she was concerned about you years ago when you first went, and glad you made it home, and very cool for you, buddy.
Yes,
well,
sir.
thank
Appreciate
you so much.
All right,
if you
thank
need
y'all.
any help translating Arabic, he's your man.
You never know. I'll keep you on standby. How about that? Thanks, Grace.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Worth. How about that? AJ, there's an unexpected call for today.
Yeah.
And I would like to say to you, Mecca like a high, Mecca honey ho. You don't even know what I said, do you?
I do. I remember Pee Wee's Playhouse. No.
That's exactly where that came from. That came from Pee Wee's Playhouse on Saturday morning. It's true. Thank you for calling me out on that. Dan is up next in Birmingham. What's up, Dan?
Hey, not much. I imagine it's a wild experience going and living in a completely different country.
No doubt.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know. We really haven't touched base on this, Leland. But did you read the national security strategy that came out at the end of the year last year? Did you read that at all?
That did not make my reading list, but tell me what you found about it.
All right. So, long story short, the synopsis is it's basically an America First agenda that Trump's trying to do. And a couple of days ago, I called about like a resource grab. But long story short, Trump's trying to secure our hemisphere and keep China and Russia over there. Yep. And they pretty much sum up Europe to kind of just like fall through. But I highly recommend it. Just look up National Security Strategy, and it was released by the White House at the end of last year. And I think it really sort of it's like a prerequisite to what they're trying to do. So it's very crucial to understanding what's going on. It makes you look at things differently.
Sure, man. That's good advice. I nerded out and read a Greenland security, what used to be a classified document today, and it made, I've seen a lot of people try to explain Greenland, but it made a lot of sense to me, and it went back into some history of how many different administrations were interested in it, but just didn't have the courage, or were too distracted with other things to really move on it. And you live and let live until the Russians decide they want it, and now we're having to do what we're doing now with these negotiations, for sure.
Yeah, it's absolutely a security thing that you have to have
Yes.
that land to secure your front. That's really what it's about. But anyway, read it, please, Leland. Read it.
All right, buddy.
National Security Strategy.
Gotcha. Hey, thanks, Dan. Good call. Yeah, and we've had some people ask. I mentioned a book earlier, and I've talked about this book on the show. It's because it's taken me a year to read it. I don't have as much time to pleasure read as I would like. I generally have to do that on vacations, and so every time I get some off time, and I'm just goofy enough to read a history book in my off time, but I'm just not as into the smutty novels and stuff. But David McCullough is one of my favorite history writers. He passed away a couple of years ago. He's a seamless, smooth writer. You can just, I don't know, for me, his flow is so easy. I'll breeze through pages. And I started this book, I think, last year, and I picked it up again during the Christmas holidays. But the history, when you compare all those years ago, 100 and something years ago, when the Panama Canal was built, and how essential it was to the entire world, it changed the world. And before that was the Transcontinental Railroad, and how difficult the job was, and how many people failed at it. It's a story of bureaucrats, lobbying, briberies, lies, deception, coups. It's really fascinating. But it's somebody asked me, what was that book again? It's called Path Between the Seas, and it's David McCullough. And I think one of my sons might have bought this for me, knowing that I liked his writing, for a Christmas gift years ago. And it just kind of sat on my shelf, and I pulled it out on one of my breaks. And I'm hoping to finish that one up here shortly. And but it's one of the, when I read history and I can see the hearts of men and the foolish things we do today that are very similar, it gives you a deeper understanding, I think, of where things are going sometimes, to understand all that. If we don't know our history, we're doomed to repeat it, and there's a reason for that. Don is up next. We'll get his call in here, and then we'll try to get the break in. Don, what's up, buddy?
Leland and AJ, I love you guys, and just wanted to tell you I had to deal with a little bit of some tax issues, and of course I reached out to Perry and Axiom and his daughter and everybody, just wonderful people. And I can tell you, man, it's one of those deals. I was kind of scared to do it, but I'm so happy that I did, and just laid back, easy to work with, just super easy to work with people and put us at ease. And so anyway, just appreciate having him on the show for sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks for calling in to say that. He is a great guy and so smart, and glad you got all worked out there, Don. Glad you got it worked out. Did we lose Don? All right. Okay. Let's talk about another good longtime sponsor of the show, and of course, longtime friend of mine. I mean, gosh, have we really been friends for 49 years? I met Danny when I was 10 years old. We lived in the same hometown, same age, grew up together, graduated high school. You know, in our town, a lot of folks, to find opportunity, you pretty much have to leave. Some people stay there, but you got to commute to get a good job. It's just one of those small towns. And Danny went off in the world and became a financial advisor. I would not have predicted this in high school at all, but I did know he was a straight shooter and a character. But he served in the military, and then he went off and learned from some of the biggest institutions in the country, and years ago decided he wanted to have his own shop, do things his way. He raised his sons in this atmosphere. They're working alongside their father now, and these guys are straight up solid at giving you financial advice, helping you with your placement of your assets, and giving you the straight skinny on what you need to do. Whether you got $5 or $5 million, Danny really does treat everybody the same. We remember how we grew up and where we came from. So he's very kind to folks that are starting out or starting over, or those of you who have worked hard, you've made a nice nest egg, and you don't want to lose it. You'd rather have a pay raise from your return. It's the KnowlesGroup.com, N-O-L-E-S, the KnowlesGroup.com. Y'all reach out to Danny, listen to their show on Saturdays here on Talk 99.5 and get some good advice for free. But if you're in any kind of position to start thinking about the long-term retirement plans, let Danny and his team help. It's the KnowlesGroup.com, N-O-L-E-S, the KnowlesGroup.com. Back here in just a minute. 5:55, Leland Live as we continue on here tonight, get ready to wrap things up. Alabama Dental Associates, that's Dr. Brian. AJ, what we're going to do about this knife thing he wants to do? Dr. Brian, he wants us to have like a man weekend and make knives. And I was like, yeah, I'm down, but I can't. We got to figure out all our dates.
Yeah, we got to try to secure some stuff and verify some things. But I don't know. This is interesting. And the thing is, though, do we have to like stay the night somewhere or something like that?
See, that's what I'm talking about. I think he's wanting to do like a camp out and drink some liquor and make knives. And I'm like, man, I don't know if I can get permission to do that. We're all married now. We can't make our own decisions.
Well, plus being a brother, being in the woods, and
come on, man.
You know that horror movie scenario, right?
I'm gonna bring my banjo just to freak you out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay.
No, you know.
What was that? Did y'all hear that? No, we was not investigating.
I remember one time you were really freaked out walking up my driveway. You had to park and walk up my driveway for some reason. I was like, yeah, it's in the woods, man.
Well, I mean, that was our Christmas event, and we had it at your house, and I had just gotten done with my lung situation, so you know I'm having to walk.
You were winded anyway, yeah.
So I had to walk, and then it was like dark, and then I'm hearing like footsteps, and I was like, look, I don't care if this is haunted in the woods. I'm already half dead, so look, I'm about to whoop me a ghost. So just I don't mind fighting a ghost.
Is that universally? Let's just be real. Is that universally a black thing? Because this lady from Amazon came up my driveway one night, and she got out of the car and said, I don't know why anybody want to live out here in these damn
woods.
Yeah. She said that straight to me. She could not relate. I was like, I like it. It's peaceful.
Yeah, peaceful for you, because ain't nobody coming up there.
Then I get a country boy up in here. He's like, man, this is a fine piece of property right here.
Nah.
I bet it's quiet at night. Like, yes, sir, it is.
Because something happens, right? Well, what's the closest neighbor? No. I'm good.
Anyway, Dr. Brian wants us to go hang out in the woods, and we got to try to figure that out. He's such a great guy.
Yeah,
he's a friend of. He's my dentist. He's AJ's dentist. He's my wife's dentist. We all go to him, and of course, there are 4 dentists in that practice. It's a comprehensive practice with everything you need to diagnose whatever's going on and just to do your maintenance. So put that on your list this year to take care of your teeth with everything else. It's no good to just work out and eat right and then have bad teeth. Come on. It's alabamadental.com. They've got the hours as late as 7 o'clock at night on Saturdays. And they got the flexibility to help you with anything you need, the expertise, all the technology. It's alabamadental.com. Couldn't get any easier than that to remember that website, alabamadental.com. Hey, Jim, I'm about to walk from my studio through the woods up to my house. Are you freaked out?
Well, you're used to it, so, you're accustomed to all that. Well, no.
I still hear stuff at night down in the woods. I'm like, what was that?
Yeah, no. No. I would have my yard, if I lived where you are, would be like a rock concert. My neighbors would be mad at me.
It's loud all the time.
And no, it'd just be lights everywhere.
That does happen too. All right, man. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, stay tuned for Breaking Bread coming up next. Stay prepared. What does Damien say? If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Yeah, so make sure you stay prepared for the possibility of winter weather. It's Talk 99.5. All right. Goodbye, AJ.
Goodbye, AJ.